Hi, thanks for coming back. We're talking about Live on Utah. It's a campaign that's really aimed at saving Utahns' lives. And we're joined here by a guest in studio, a very rare guest in studio, Utah Representative Steve Ellison. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, my pleasure.
You know, this is a bill that you championed, a campaign that you championed, and you have a lot of supporters. Lieutenant Governor Spencer Cox. What is Live on Utah, Steve?
Yeah, thank you. So Live on Utah is a campaign we launched to get people talking about suicide prevention. It's a topic that has been kind of, brushed under the rug for too long. And Utah's in the top 10 states for suicide in the nation. Wow. And it's the leading cause of death for ages 10 to 24. And we know that it's very preventable. So this campaign has been launched to help educate people, normalize these discussions, and reduce the stigma. It's designed for people to get help, give help, and learn about resources, which they can learn about at liveonutah.org.
Okay, and you have something you're holding there that's actually a really simple tool people can use to prevent suicide and actually save lives. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so unfortunately firearms are used far too frequently in suicides, and that's the method that most youth use, and there's something that parents can do. It only takes a few minutes and it can almost eliminate that possibility.
Wow.
So this is just a trigger lock that can be installed quickly on a firearm.
Oh, wow.
And dramatically reduces the risk of a child using that firearm on themselves.
You said because if they can't get to it in what's the time limit, the desire to end their life will likely pass. Tell me about that.
Yeah, the studies show that the average amount of time that a youth thinks about suicide until the time that they attempt is 10 to 15 minutes, typically after some sort of an acute crisis.
Oh, wow.
And if they don't have access to something very lethal, chances are that they'll change their mind and have that fleeting moment pass. So that's really critical.
So that lock can really stop them, from doing that right away, and then giving them some time to cool off and get some real assistance. And there are ways that if someone is in crisis, a youth or an adult, they can call someone and have someone right there. Can you tell me about some of the resources?
Yeah, absolutely. So for youth, the safeut.app is available for download, and they can talk with a crisis counselor 24/7, 365, anonymously and confidentially at no cost. For adults, they can call the Utah Crisis Line. Any age can call the crisis line. That's 1-800-273-TALK. And if somebody just needs somebody to talk to, they're not in crisis, they can call the Utah Warm Line, which is 1-833-SPEAK-UT, SPEAKUT.
I am so happy that you have put some things in place, some real structure in place for people. I know that we've seen the Steve Young commercial, which is amazing. Why did you choose Steve Young? Why did you reach out to him and have him do a commercial for Live on Utah?
Yeah, so, a disproportionate number of our suicides in Utah are males, and sometimes us men are more reticent to reach out for help. And so we thought a very recognizable figure like Steve Young talking about that it's okay to reach out, and it's kind of like being on a football team. We all need each other.
Right.
And promoting those resources is really critical.
Well, it's a horrible shame that we have so many suicides in Utah, and I really hope that stigma starts to fall away and people really start asking for help and using these resources. So if you want to prevent that, go to the website. Thank you so much, Representative Ellison, for joining us and for putting efforts towards this.
Thank you.
All right.